はい、皆さんこんばんは。私、Xr コンテンツプロデューサーで、ビヨンドザフレームフェスティバルの企画運営メンバーの町場勝利です。本日、Xr 映画を取り揃える日本初の国際映画祭、ビヨンドザフレームフェスティバルが開幕しました。緊張しました。今年2月に VR 映画祭としてオンライン上で開催したのに続いて、早くも2回目となります。今回は VR だけにとどまらず、AR と MR も合わせた XR 作品を約10作品ラインナップ。2月のビヨンドザフレームフェスティバル受賞作4作品に加えて、海外の著名国際映画祭ノミネート作品も取り揃えた XR 映画祭としてスケールアップしています。それでは今夜のオンラインイベントは、Xr クリエイターと共創する未来、Xr に挑戦するクリエイターをサポートする様々な担い手と題し、世界各国の映画祭、マーケット、アートセンターのキーパーソンが登壇するトークセッションをお届けします。ビヨンドザフレームフェスティバルの共催者である小田急電鉄株式会社の岡本隆弘さんに XR での表現に挑戦するクリエイターをサポートするために各国でどのような取り組みが行われているかを掘り下げていただきます。岡本さんは日本の中で新宿を XR の中心地にするために様々な挑戦をしているビヨンドザフレームフェスティバルのキーパーソンです。また、本日のイベントでは後半に視聴者の皆様との Q&A も実施予定ですので、ご質問のある方は Zoom の Q&A 機能からどうぞ。それではご登壇者を紹介していきましょう。まずはモデレーターの岡本隆弘さんです。よろしくお願いします。
こんばんは。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。キーパーソン。
とんでもないです。本日、モデレーターを務めさせていただきます、小田急電鉄の岡本と申します。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
よろしくお願いします。
本日は初日お疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございました。
お疲れ様でした。それではですね、はい、ここからは町場さんからバトンを受け継ぎましてですね、私の方で進行させていただければというふうに思います。
お願いいたします。
はい。では早速ではございますが、本日お招きしております素敵なパネラーの皆様を紹介させていただければというふうに思います。まずはじめにですね、台湾カオシュン映画祭 Xr ドリームランドキュレーターのグレース・リーさんです。グレースさん、どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today. And also, yeah, congratulations for the opening for the festival. And so I'm very looking forward to the talks, especially with my two lovely friends, Miguel and Marian. Thank you so much.
はい、ありがとうございます。今回の映画祭でもですね、ホームですとか、あとサムサラですとか、カオシュン発の VR 作品展示しておりまして、どうしたらこれほど素晴らしいですね、作品を育てて発信することができるのかですね、後ほど秘訣の方を詳しくお伺いできればというふうに思っています。グレースさん、よろしくお願いします。
Sure.
続きましてですね、フランスニューイメージズフェスティバルディレクターのマイケル・スウェルジンスキさんです。マイケルさん、よろしくお願いします。
Hello, thank you for the invitation. I am very happy. It's an honor to be here and for this first Japan online festival for me. I hope maybe next time we can meet together in the real world. I am the director of New Images Festival in Paris and the digital director of Forum des Images, who is a cultural institution for all the kind of content and cinema. And I'm very happy to share this keynote with my friend and Grace and Miriam also.
ありがとうございます。今年の夏にですね、弊社も XR3 というニューイメージズ映画祭のリモート会場を実施いたしまして、その際にですね、ニューイメージズの作品をいろいろと見させていただいたんですが、本当どれもすごく素晴らしくてですね、ぜひこのビヨンドザフレームフェスティバルという映画祭もニューイメージズのようにですね、素晴らしいものにしていければというふうに考えております。マイケルさん、どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Thank you.
はい。では、最後にですね、カナダのモントリオールからですね、チーフニューメディアパートナーシップ&PR P センターのミリアム・アシャーさんです。ミリアムさん、よろしくお願いします。
Good morning. Hello. Thank you for the invitation. I'm also very happy to share this moment this morning with you guys, and specifically with Grace and Michael. I can't wait to see you in real life soon. I'm coming from Montreal, from the FI Center, where I handle new media partnerships, PR, but also curation of our exhibitions. And I'm thrilled to be able to discuss XR with you. And hopefully, as Michael just said, maybe next year we'll be able to meet in Japan. That would be really great. Again.
ありがとうございます。モントリオールは多分朝の6時とかですかね。ということで、こちらから無理を言ってご参加いただきました。
Bear with me, I only had one coffee.
すみません、ありがとうございます。ファイセンターですね、本当に素晴らしい施設だというお話よく聞くんですけれども、私自身ちょっとまだ不勉強なところありましてですね、全然存じ上げてないので、本日はお話をお伺いできるのを非常に楽しみにしておりました。ミリアムさん、朝からどうぞ朝早くからですね、ありがとうございます。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
はい。Thank you so much.
Thank you. ではですね、以上の3名の素敵なスピーカーの方にですね、XR 作品の魅力をどのように伝えていくのか、Xr に挑戦するクリエイターをですね、どのようにサポートしていくのかという観点からですね、さまざまなお話を聞きながらですね、私自身もそのような役割を担えるようにですね、本日は勉強させていただければというふうに思っております。ではですね、皆様にプレゼンいただく前にですね、少しだけ私にお時間を頂戴できればというふうに思います。はい、ちょっと画面の共有をさせていただきます。はい、画面見えておりますでしょうかね。はい、ありがとうございます。改めまして、小田急電鉄の岡本と申します。よろしくお願いします。まずはじめに弊社について簡単にプレゼンテーションをさせてください。弊社はですね、鉄道会社でございまして、東京から神奈川県まで約120キロの電車を運行している会社になります。で、海外の方から見るとですね、なぜ鉄道会社が XR やってるのかみたいなところ、少し疑問を持たれるかなというふうに思うんですけれども、その一つの理由としてですね、実はですね、当社、小田急グループですね、沿線のさまざまな場所で多様な業種業態の事業を展開しております。例えばここでいきますと、バスですとか、タクシーですとか、あとは百貨店、スーパーマーケット、レストラン、オフィス、ホテル、あとロープウェイだったりだとか、あとは海賊船、ちょっと通訳の方、困らせてしまうかもしれないですけども、こういった船、アトラクション的な船ですね、ですとか、本当にさまざまな事業を展開しているような会社になります。で、これら一つにですね、共通点ございまして、それがすべてこれ、リアルに根ざしたビジネス、リアルビジネスであるということにね、点が一つ共通点かなというふうに思っています。で、我々はですね、このようなさまざまなリアルの空間にデジタルのレイヤーを重ねる技術でもある XR という技術を使って、もっともっとこのフィールドを楽しくしたりだとか、あとは豊かにしたりだとか、あとは新しい物語を作っていきたいなというふうに考えております。で、今回の映画祭ですね、Beyond the Frame Festival という映画祭、本当に素晴らしいたくさんの素晴らしいですね、作品にご出展いただいたんですが、今後、このストーリーが、例えば VR ヘッドセットだとか、MR グラスだとか、そういったデバイスを超えて、街にたくさん溢れてくるというふうに考えていまして、でその時にですね、こういった沿線に広がるさまざまなフィールドを XR クリエイターとともにですね、本当に面白くしていきたいなというふうに今考えているというところでございます。はい。で、ちょっとその一つの事例としてですね、直近で、本日発表させていただいたんですが、つくも神というイベントを1月に実施予定でございます。で、こちら、来月のそうですね、12日から新宿の小田急百貨店で開催するイベントでございまして、ここに絵にあるようなですね、日本の伝統工芸品、郷土玩具、フォークトイズって言ったりするらしいんですけれども、こういった日本には郷土玩具という文化があるんですけれども、本当に素晴らしい文化である一方ですね、なかなか若い方にこういった伝統工芸品の魅力が伝わりにくいというですね、課題感を実際に販売している小田急百貨店の方で持っておりました。でそのような中でですね、今回、Beyond the Frame Festival にもですね、実際にクラップという VR 作品を出品いただいたりですとか、あとは、このキービジュアルですね、こっちかな。を作ってくださっているですね、伊藤圭介さんというですね、本当に素晴らしい Xr クリエイターの方とですね、コラボさせていただく機会に恵まれまして、Xr を活用して、日本のこういう文化である郷土玩具に宿る神様を見るというですね、イベントを開催しまして、より多くの方にこういった伝統工芸品のですね、持つ精巧さだったりだとか、可愛さだったりだとか、あとは奥深さみたいなものを知っていただこうということでですね、イベントを開催いたします。こちらはあくまで一つの事例でございまして、今後も Xr クリエイターの皆様と共にですね、新しい感動を作っていきたいというふうに考えております。そのためにはやはりクリエイターをどう我々が支援していくのかということがですね、非常に大切だというふうに考えておりまして、本日はですね、世界で最先端でそのような取り組みをされている方のですね、お話を聞いて、私自身勉強させていただければというふうに考えております。はい、では簡単ではありますが、私のプレゼンテーションはここまでとさせていただきましてですね、それではお待たせいたしました。ここからはですね、登壇者の皆様にですね、プレゼンテーションをお願いしたいというふうに思います。それではですね、顔しめ映画祭 Xr ドリームランドキュレーターのですね、グレース・リーさん、プレゼンテーションをお願いいたします。
Yes, can you hear me now? Yeah. Thank you for your sharing, Takahiro-san. I think it's very interesting to learn your company start from the your original business, transfer into XR. I think lots of us from the industry is all face the same situation right now. It's like I believe we are in a transition timing. So lots of people right now in XR, they are not originally from XR. Like myself is a film producer. I worked mostly in short film or independent film before I joined Kaohsiung Film Archive. But after I joined the Kaohsiung Film Archive, it's a quite amazing journey for me to jump into this field. So today, I'm very happy to share my journey with you guys. So I would like to share my screen first. Can you see my screen? Okay, so Kaohsiung Film Archive is a film organization based in the second biggest city in Taiwan, the south biggest city in Taiwan. So mostly we are being a role like supporting young creators or filmmakers in Taiwan to support them to do the artworks. So not only for organization, we also host different part of the event like a festival. We also host the supporting event for creators to create content. So for us, why we feel like this is so important to support young creators is that we feel like lots of people in the industry, especially in film industry, they are more focusing on feature film that maybe can make money. But lots of young talents, they will not jump into the master from the very young creators. So we think the young talents, or we can say the new star, is very important. So Kaohsiung Film Festival is quite searching a new field to be a friend or supporting those young creators. So we have a Kaohsiung Film Festival. We have the biggest international short film competition in Taiwan. So we start from very beginning. We already support for short film creators for a very long time, and start from 2001. And by that, we noticed that supporting the young creator is really amazing part. So we also by the time showcasing the different kind of a world from the world, we feel like if we only get a chance to showcasing the world from internationally, but we don't have the voice from Taiwan itself, is a pity. So we start to support, give the funding to local creators to create the world. So we start focus on we start the short film fundings and to fund 2012, and that works very well. So we kind of searching the new the same path. So we start to supporting young creators to do VR work since 2017. It's quite early, actually, I would say. But the reason why we start this is at that years, I think it's maybe it's were in 2016 or 2017. We noticed that lots of the major film festival like Sundance or Venice or Cannes, Tribeca, they start a new session for AR or XR VR. Like lots of people in the film industry, they are discussing about how this media, new media VR can bring the new tools for the filmmakers to do the new storytelling. So at the years, we are super curious about how would that go from the traditional filmmaker to do VR works. So we also start to support them to do the VR. But I would really say at the moment when we start this, we really don't know what will happen, because during 2017, actually, I don't think that's of many people is doing VR in Taiwan. So, but for like a 5 years development, or I can say we collaborate with the creators, we learn from them. Our program, our VR supporting assistant, kind of developed in this shape right now. So our business were involved in several parts that mainly will be in 4 parts. So we start from the very beginning, from the talent cultivation. We will have a workshop and creator residency program to help the creator to develop their ideas for VR contents. And after they have the workshop, we have our own fundings to help them to do the production. And this funding is amazing because this is not only for local productions, we are also open to international co-productions. And during the process, when they do the production, we are also helping them to build a bridge for them to connect them with the production company or any kind of the support, like technical support that they will need to help them to finish the production. And the third part is because we are from the festival. So almost all our production, when they finish, they can showcase in our festival. So we can introduce our works to them from the festival. And on the other side, the festival, we are also inviting some of the amazing works that from Canada or France, US, Japan. That's of amazing work that we can introduce to the audience, local audience. And the third part is that we also have the offline VR theater. It's called VR Film Lab. Is which the space I'm currently right now. I'm in the 360 cinema right now. So this space is a long-term venues that we can communicate with local audience besides the festival time. So this is basically the friend of while we involved in VR part. So we are just finished our last edition for the Kaohsiung Film Festival. Festival usually will hold in October, around like 3 weeks. And this year is our 5th edition for the Xr. And we have the 33 Xr program showcase, and we have the 3 programs, main programs. And this year, because the pandemic in Taiwan, I would say because the Taiwan is very lucky, we are kind of delayed for the pandemic. We are doing very well in the past few years, but today, this year, since May, the situation getting very worse. So we are facing the first lockdown in Taiwan. So at the moment, we need to change another way to have the film festival. So this year is our first year to try the hybrid way to host the festival. We change all our program online, but and also we cannot invite so many industrial people from internationally to Taiwan. So we also host the industrial market from connect local creators to international creator online. But we do also have some of the offline public event, and also for the do the workshop for local creators offline. Like we can still see them face to face during the festival. And yeah, so about the festival, about the programs, yeah, we usually we will have 3 different programs. The first program will be Kaohsiung VR Film Lab Originals. That program is, I just mentioned earlier, is the program we support the local artists. Usually we will support around like 3 to 5 program of contents each year. So this year, including Sansara is doing their world premiere during the festival, and also we have 1 workshop projects. They just finished their prototypes and also can showcase in our festival, and lots of people can see the prototype and also can connect with the creators to do the following works. And so another program, we have Extra Panorama. This program is mostly like the creator pick program. So it's one of my favorite fail that I can wear my magic here. So, but for Xr Panorama program, usually I will not only focus on VR works. I will also choose another kind of like AR or MR or some of the only immersive sound works. Like this year, we showcased the dark field radios. They are one of the most wonderful, talented immersive sound storytelling studio from UK. So their works, you can only have your mobile. You can just you can just listen to the sound and feel the immersive story and immersive vibe in your home. So I think we try to reach a different kind of feel from the different SR world to explore our audience to horizon to their imagination through the artworks. Yeah, so we also have another program, is international VR competition. So this is a competition program. So this year we nominate 21 films, including 8 VR works and 360 works, and also 13 interactive works. Also including one of the works from Japan is a live performance concert from Kandansha. And so in this session, we generally selected from a jury, but I think it's you can see the very diversity works from the internationally. Yeah, this is so this is a major like our program. And for the festival, because I just mentioned, we didn't get a chance to host offline showcase in Taiwan. So this year I want to mention especially because we have this I always say another solution for local audience during the festival. This is not an idea from inventing from us. It's inspiring from Center 5 because they last year when Canada had the pandemic, they invent the VR to go program. So people, they can rent a headset into their house. So we think that is one of the amazing ideas that we know. So in this year festival, we also create this kind of the program for our audience. They can choose this kind of the tickets, or you can say package. So we will use Quest 2, and when the audience they order it, you can use it for 2 days, and we will send the headset to you directly to your home. And after this year festival, we received lots of good feedback from that, because before the festival, I'm super scared that no one were willing to try this. But after the festival, I'm very happy and proud to say, actually the Xr rental package is more welcome. Or I should say, selling more well for only ticket package. So I think this year's with this chance we selling the rental package, you can see there is a really actual audience, or you can see there's a really interest from people. They can enjoy the VR content in their home, and we are super happy to see that. And we are also thinking, if this program works, maybe we should use it into the long-term program. Yeah. So yeah, I have a video from this year festival wanted to show you. So here is it. Yeah, so I think for the festival side, we are always doing the works that for creators, we want their works to connect with internationally or local industrial people. But for the audience side, we want to showcase as much as Xr work to them to let them know this kind of a new media is amazing. So for the festival, it's kind of the mixed purpose program. And at the last part, I want to mention very quickly, because for our programs, I think the international cooperation, or you can say international exchange program, is quite of the important part for our program. So we have the this kind of the international collaboration with New Image Film Festival for a very long time. And so we have the program exchange, and most importantly is this residency artist exchange. So every year we will choose one creators from France, and they will come to Kaohsiung to have the studios, and they can create their works in Taiwan. So we already host two artists in Taiwan, and right now we the second artist, Yong Kwan, he originally is from Korea, but her works is actually the story related with Japan. The story is about the people when Taiwan is colonized from Japan. So there is a scholarship from Japan. They have the historical story with the local aboriginals. So I think this is a very beautiful story. So we also invite them to do the collaboration. So when the artists come to Taiwan, so they collaborate with the local historical researchers, and also she find a local artist to do the work. So you can see right now the picture image is created by the local creators. So I think with this kind of collaborations, it really opens a different ways about how culture can exchange and get more interesting works. So sorry about, I think I used too many times, so I will stop here and maybe we can share more later. Thank you very much.
グレイスさん、プレゼンありがとうございました。すごくいろいろな面白い取り組みをご紹介いただいたと思います。ニューイメージズのこちらのですね、映画サイトの交流ですとか、あと特にやっぱ若いクリエイターの育成に注力されているというところが印象に残りました。お話あったですね、クエスト2レンタルパッケージとかは、来年以降、ビヨンドザフレームフェスティバルにもちょっと導入を検討できたらいいなというふうに思いました。トークセッションに入る前に少し質問させていただければと思うんですけれども、先ほどカオシュン VR フィルムラボの紹介がお話があったと思うんですけれども、こちらのと、映画サイトの関係ですとか、あとはカオシュン VR フィルムラボが果たす役割みたいなところを、話し合いの場みたいな言葉あったと思うんですけれども、もう少し詳しくお話をお伺いできればというふうに思います。
Sure. Because the festival is only like our annual event. But the whole programs we call the Kaohsiung VR Film Lab. So the whole program is like we have the long term in like I will say in a year plans we will involve in different field. So like besides the festival timing, we will helping creators to do the film production, and also we will host like the residency program. So in the years, we are only hosting a festival in a short time. So, but in a long periods, we will have another programs to doing like a different business with partners. Yes.
ありがとうございました。長期的な視点でクリエイターを、育てていくためには、短期的なイベントだけではなくて、そういった常設の場っていうんですかね、というところがすごく大切だということがよく分かりました。ありがとうございます。はい、グレースさんありがとうございました。では、続いてですね、ニューイメージズフェスティバルディレクターのですね、マイケルさんからですね、プレゼンをいただきたいというふうに思います。マイケルさん、よろしくお願いします。
Thank you. And thank you also to Grace to explain a part of the collaboration, because the collaboration with Taiwan was one of the first collaboration and partnership, international partnership outside of Europe. And also we are very happy to build together a new community between France and Taiwanese creators. So I can explain shortly and share also some slides about New Images Festival, just a short presentation. I try to. Okay, do you see here? It's okay?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, perfect. Okay, thank you. Just before, New Images is inside a big cultural institution with the Forum des Images, dedicated to the cinema and all the content of images. It's also a school, and it's also a place for masterclass and meeting and education. So me and my team are dedicated half years to New Images Festival. Just some date about the edition and after our different goal to have more information. Just a small ID card. At the beginning, we launched very early in 2016. The first edition will be Paris Virtual Film Festival. Is only dedicated to VR, but it's more smaller. And also we meet a lot of other festivals in Paris and in France, and we make new association with 2 other festivals in Paris to growing together. And in 2018 we create New Images Festival. New Images Festival is dedicated to immersion, but if I try to explain, is more like the future of storytelling and future of immersion. So we can find a new form, but it's a content festival. It's not a technological festival, and you follow the evolution of the world but the creator is in central for us. We have international selection with a different price, and also with a winner have a dotation for free prize. And also we are, on va dire, professional festival and public general. So we have two sections that we can detail after. The section for the professional is include market, and also include a lot of competition and world premiere for VR, AR, and all immersion content. After, we have also 5 days outside in the center of Paris and in different places in the center of Paris, not only inside the forum, to discover for free all the content. Is like a democratization of all this new kind of content. Also, of course, the new images is digital and hybrid, online and in Paris, of course. Just a few words about our philosophy, just you can understand why. Donc, you want to explore new perspective and new talents, discover the best immersive experience, of course. And it's that we make a lot of partnership, and we make an exploration with some countries, also the very developed countries like Taiwan, but also new countries like specific focus in Africa. And for the next session, it will be for South America. We go in new emergency of content, and we try to explore new form of content, not with new continent, like South Africa, and like Colombia for the next edition. Also, because we are a public institution, we make a democratization of the technique and of the creation. And you know, this is a problem because we are not so much headset, a lot in some developed country, but we need to develop and we need to involve all this content. So is it free? And we have 100 headset in the center of Paris for 5 days, and we can receive a lot of people for that. Some specificity, just very quickly. We create also original content. We make not only curation, we make co-production with a different focus, but co-production, international co-production or local co-production for the concert, for video mapping, and we make a lot of collaboration. For example, for the last edition, we make a specific African focus, and we create with South Africa Collective a video mapping of a cosmogony to show, on va dire, the mythology on with new storytelling, but also with new technology. It's a cosmogony Ubuntu of South Africa, and we also invite a lot of artists in residency. During also the COVID, it's very strong, it's very difficult, but we arrive to continue for each edition. We never stop physical event. We just move a lot, and we take a lot of care of the content, and we in this it's more complex. We receive less people, but we make it online, in virtual and in physical edition for 2 years. Another focus about Industry Day. Industry Day is 3 days in the Forum des Images for exhibition, talk, workshop, of course, but it's also a networking session and different moment to share and meet a lot of creators and a lot of decision makers. Of course, we have a special funding program, and we, for example, you see in the Grace presentation, we have a VR, we have a specific prize for VR talent for the market. And we launched the market 3 years before the first festival, to be sure that we can find a co-production, invite decision maker, and also we need to create new model because we have we need to have more distribution section, and we launch a new section in the next June to have different possibility for exhibition. We have a lot of international program, but I think you can see some example with Taiwan, but we develop it with different countries for the long term. But the purpose is clear, en fait. At the beginning, we create a festival. Before, we need to create residency to identify talent, and we create after the market to make co-production. So if you make all together, we can detect the talent at the beginning for a lot of different residency programs, also with the support of the French Alliance and French Embassy. After we create co-production market that we can make co-production and distribution, and after we have a festival and a place to have exhibition. And you have a link between the beginning and the end, the exhibition and distribution of the content. For about the long-term cooperation, just a few words about that. The first thing is, of course, our friend of Taiwan, and since 2018 in the partnership with Kaohsiung Film Festival, who is for us, with the French office of Taipei, who is for us one of the first festival in Taiwan who develop this kind of content and selection and competition. So it's very important. And after we develop in the second time, a great also partnership with TAICA, with a national agency for the promotion of a new content and new creation. And we organize Xr Day next June, not only online, I hope in physical place, for create a new axis of collaboration between French and Taiwanese people, creator, to progress together and create new content. Also, we create South Africa residency with a digital lab and the Cité des Arts. And after we launch with the French embassy, with support of the French embassy, two very, on va dire, for us famous places. The first is for Europe, is one of the most important place for creator is Villa Médicis in Roma, in co-production with embassy and Rai Cinema, who launched new platform in VR. Donc for Europe is an impact for us. And after with Residence Villa Albertine Residency, we launched in October a new cooperation with Cultural Services and MIT Lab. So it's very important for us to have some different things like Taiwan, like MIT, like Villa Médicis, to develop all the talent, support it. And at the end, we have we just work for a new cooperation with South America, and we create a new partnership with the Université de las Américas, with famous private university, and have a lot of new talent. And we want to work in specific thematic like nature, mythology, immaterial heritage, like a vision of a shaman, vision of nature, and we can launch for the next edition this kind of content. Just few key figures you can see. We have on site for the last edition 8,000 people, not in the same time, but we need to take care of sanitary condition. But we have also daily visit on the platform, new platform that we create in collaboration with Tribeca and Can Xr. This is very important for us because for us is the first cooperation between three festivals. So cooperation, not competition, not challenge, but just cooperate and make association to create one platform. It's a good sign for VR content. And after we launch a lot of satellites in different places, of course, we can continue and we can make only 30% of our prevision, but we take it and we receive a lot of different countries, about 50, and we organize like 400 or 500 meetings for the co-production market. Just after I launch a short video, is not a video, is a best of the content. I hope it's right. Just you can see the different place in Paris and outside. Well, I think it's just 30 seconds or 1 minute.
Pleased, maybe pleased.
You can say.
Please try again.
I think it's okay. Sorry, it's just the music. Voilà. I stopped.
Okay.
I think I have some recording problem of the video. You didn't see nothing, huh? Maybe I try again to share. If it doesn't work, it's not a problem. You can just hear. No, I try again. It works or not?
Maybe freeze again.
So the video is like too much, so I can send you after in my during the trip. So sorry for the video. I share a link after. I think it's maybe too heavy for the share screen. So you can see in this video some images of the different places. Donc inside the forum des images and outside, and also see the different content like video mapping outside and VR creation inside, and also virtual platform. So we filmed the virtual platform developed with a Museum of Other Realities for this time. And you can see like 45 different content in the piece. It's a new kind of exhibition, which is very important, and also a social place for that. And after we prepare the next edition, every time we have a new focus, and voilà, Soft America will be the next focus. And maybe you can imagine one day a focus with Japan creator. Voilà, thank you.
はい、マイケルさんありがとうございました。そうですね、台湾はもちろんのこと、アフリカですとか、各国とのパートナーシップなどですね、とてもオープンで、すごく革新的な映画祭だというふうにお話聞いていて思いました。また、パリの中心でですね、ヘッドセットを無料で提供していることなどですね、すごく、通訳が逆に。
通訳さん逆になってますね。すいません。
じゃあちょっともう一回、はい、お話しさせていただきます。本当にありがとうございました。台湾はもちろんのことですね、アフリカですとか、各国とのパートナーシップ、すごく興味深く聞いておりました。また、パリの中心地でですね、ヘッドセット無料で提供しているなど、すごい面白い取り組み、さまざまやられているなというふうに本当に感じました。ちょっと基本的な質問で大変恐縮なんですけれども、すごくコラボレーションを重要視されているなというふうな印象を受けたんですけれども、そのコラボレーション、各国とのコラボレーションが発達する本質的な価値みたいなところって、どのようなポイントにあるというふうに考えていらっしゃいますでしょうか。
Of course, it's for us, on va dire the VR content is and the Xr content is a new kind of creation. It's for me a very small community, and we need to have world partnership to explore it. It's not like a cinema or video game who is very developed. We are I don't know if every people I know like Miriam and Grace Lee because it's famous in the Xr tour, on va dire, but there are two. Voilà. The first answer is we need to, for growing, we need to work together and we need to have international connection more than the other content like cinema, video game, art, etc. This is the first analyze. The second thing is also just our goal, our objective for new images. Say if we say we explore new talent, new continent, we need to make a deal and to discover new countries, not only the most famous countries like USA or like China, for example, but we need to explore find the talent of tomorrow. And the talent of tomorrow is maybe in South Africa, maybe in Colombia, and maybe in another country, because we know European talent, and there are a lot of French talent and European talent, but we need to open new door and create new collaboration. This is the second idea. And after the third thematic, but maybe it's later I can talk about that. It's for me, on va dire, VR content and immersive content is also very important and famous to explore, on va dire, spiritual and invisible territories, like the mythology, the cosmogony, you know, the feeling of you are another world and another mythology. And you can find everywhere, like you go in Taiwan, in some temple, I go in South Africa, you have cosmogony, I go in Colombia, you have Amazonian forest and vision of the world. And also, for me, it's important to share a vision of the world, like the first anthropologic, ethnologic explorator. It's another way, not the principal way, but it's third way. You can, very famous in us, like Jean Rouge, who make this film, all the different, on va dire, ritual, African ritual, but outside of the ritual. So now we can try to show inside the ritual, what is your feeling, what you can share, and it's one of another way. So you have free idea for that.
ありがとうございました。ビヨンドザフレームフェスティバル、日本もですね、ぜひちょっとコラボレーションできるまで成長していければというふうに思っておりますので、引き続きよろしくお願いします。はい、ありがとうございました。はい、では最後にですね、はい、大変お待たせいたしました。チーフニューメディアパートナーシップ&PR、ファイセンターのミリアムさんに、プレゼンをお願いしたいというふうに思います。ミリアムさん、お待たせいたしました。お待たせいたしました。よろしくお願いいたします。
Thank you very much. And again, hello from Montreal, very early morning. So I'll do my best to keep you awake. So maybe the first thing I'd like to do is just to contextualize who we are, what we do in Montreal, and then we can share maybe a demo reel. So the Phi Center, actually 2022 is going to be a very important year for us. It's going to be the 10th anniversary of the Phi Center, but it's also going to be the 15th anniversary of our Foundation for Contemporary Art. So we have two buildings in Montreal, a Foundation for Contemporary Art that is only showing the works of major contemporary artists like Yoko Ono, Jenny Holzer, Chapman Brothers, Mark Quinn, Christian Markley. And we have the Phi Center, which is a multidisciplinary art center dedicated to welcome all forms of art. So we do live music events, we do traditional film screenings, we do a lot of conferences and talks, but the main, the focus of our programming is really to present experiences and exhibitions that are at the intersection between art and technology. We've been very focused on virtual reality for the last actually 8 years. So we actually started to show VR 8 years ago when VR was not a buzzword like it has been for the last couple of years. We started very small by showing a couple of works just to gauge, the interest of the audience. And we really realized that people were very curious about virtual reality. How we started, that's really interesting. It's because Phoebe Greenberg, who's the founder and director of the Phi Center, had a meeting with Felix and Paul Studio. So Felix and Paul Studio are pioneers in the VR world. And they wanted just to show her a piece that they directed called Strangers with Patrick Watson. And she tried VR for the first time. And she literally said, I want to be part of this adventure. I want to show VR in Montreal. I want to produce VR. I want to distribute VR. And that's how we started to be involved in the virtual reality world. So maybe we can show the demo reel now, and then I'll give you some more context and more details about what we do, not only in Montreal, but internationally. So this is a quick demo reel of some of the works we've been showing either in Montreal or abroad, for instance, in Venice or in Sundance. So what we do in Montreal at the Phi Center is we present 3 major exhibitions a year. Each exhibition lasts for 3 to 4 months. We really try to present as like XR, not only VR, but we also have augmented reality works, mixed reality works. That's very important for us to be able to bring to our audience, you know, the state of the art technologies, so that they can. It's really like a way for us to democratize the access to technology, and that's very important for us. In Montreal, we've been showing the works by international artists. Of course, Felix and Paul are very close to our heart because we are partner with them, so we show a lot of their work. But we also have been showing the works by major contemporary artists like Marina Abramovich, Olafo Eliasson, Laurie Anderson, but also works from creators from France and from the US. We love, you know, this intersection between art and technology. That's really interesting for us, and that's really what we try to present as much as possible in Montreal. But for instance, just to give you a kind of scoop, as I said, next year is our 10th anniversary, so we're trying to do things a bit differently. And the programming that we will be launching at the center in February doesn't involve VR. It will be only immersive sound work. We will be working with Darkfield. Grace spoke about Darkfield earlier. We will be launching a piece that we are co-producing in world premiere, which is only immersive sound, because we like to explore, you know, those new territories. Of course, VR is still very important for us, but we want to go in different territories. So that's the only thing I can tell you about next year, but we'll have also big exhibition in the summer to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Phi Center. What you've seen in the video, as I said earlier, like you saw some images that were shot in Montreal at the center as part of our exhibition, but we are also doing a lot of different activities internationally. 2020 was actually supposed to be the year where we would explode internationally. So we were supposed to have an exhibition in New York in the spring of 2020. We were supposed to have 2 exhibitions in the summer of 2020, one in Italy, one in London. Unfortunately, COVID happened, so we had to cancel everything. I used the word cancel, but I should use the word postpone, because we are in touch with all those partners, maybe to, you know, reenact those collaborations for 2022. So we work as also curators for other institutions, and that's really very interesting for us. And I hope that at some point we'll be able to develop international collaboration with Grace and Kaohsiung and with Michael and New Images in Paris. That would be lovely. This year, we also launched a big project called The Infinite. Maybe some of you heard about it. The Infinite is a co-production between Phi Studio, which is there's the Phi Center, which is the building, but our also Phi Studio is a co-producer of pieces. So it's a co-production between Phi Studio, Felix and Paul Studio, and Time Studio. Just to give you some context, our partners at Felix and Paul, they have a VR camera on the space station for over 3 years. They shot over 250 hours of content on the space station. And what we did with them, we created this experience called The Infinite, which is a 60 minutes experience in which you spend 35 minutes in virtual reality. It's and I don't know if you are in square meter or square feet, but it's a 12,500 square feet exhibition, so which is approximately 1,200 square meter. We host that in Montreal. We also invited a contemporary artist named Ryoji Ikeda. Actually, you know Ryoji Ikeda, I'm sure. We commissioned him for a piece as part of the experience. So it's not only VR, it's also contemporary art. And it was very successful. We presented that in world premiere in Montreal. We started in the summer of this year, 2021. It ran until in November, and we hosted 70,000 visitors. 70,000 visitors from Montreal is a lot. We're not Paris, we're not London, we're not New York. So for us, it was really it is the beginning of a new adventure, because we now know that VR can be for a large audience, not only as part of a festival, but really for a large audience. It is now, it's gonna be opening on Monday. So on Monday next week in Houston, Texas. It is gonna be in Houston for 4 months. And after that, it's going to Seattle for another 4 months. And the goal is really to tour this experience for at least 5 years. So we're in discussion with other cities in the US. We are in discussion with some cities in Europe. We hope to find partners to present that piece in Asia. So if some of you are interested to know more, we would love to discuss with you about hosting this, The Infinite, because The Infinite is probably the closest you will get to space. We literally take you to the space station, and you feel for this hour that you are in space. And it is very moving. It is fascinating. It is interesting. And as I said, for us, it's the beginning. It's a new model that's really financially, business-wise, very interesting. So this is our flagship right now, trying to bring it to other cities and other countries. But we also worked, and you saw some images in the demo reel, we also worked with filmmaker Alejandro Inarritu. We are distributing his virtual reality work called Carne y Arena. It was shown in Montreal this summer this year for 6 months, sold out for 6 months. It's opening in January in Dallas. It's going to be opening again in Oklahoma after Dallas. So we are not only distributing the piece, but we also optimize the piece for touring. And this is very of high interest for us. Again, we are in discussion with other cities in the US and in Europe to bring that content to another public. So those are the two major works that we are working on right now, co-producing, distributing. We are also, of course, preparing the 10th anniversary. And I'm happy that Grace spoke about VR2Go, because VR2Go is really, it was a big success. We launched that in the spring of 2020. So right after the first lockdown. For us, we were wondering, how can we stay in touch with our audience? How do we keep, interest for virtual reality? And that's how we came with the idea of VR2Go. So we were delivering VR headset to people's home with some content that I chose So they were not able to see anything else but the content that we decided for them to see. And it was sold out right away. And we are, even though now we are reopened to the public, we are still offering VR to go, and it works. It's really like it's a winner. And we launched a VR to go in partnership with Le 104 in Paris earlier this year. We launched VR to go in Brussels with Beaux-Arts earlier this fall. We also launched VR to go in the States, in Portland, Oregon. So this is also something for us, you know, to try to make connection with other cities and other countries. And again, the goal behind us is really to democratize the access to technology. That's always what we have in the back of our head, because we want as many people as possible to play with VR, to play with technology, and because we also want our creators to have visibility for their work. So this is really, in a nutshell, what we do in Montreal. We'd love to be able, you know, to discuss further with Japan, as I said, with Grace and Michael, of course, but we know each other already. But for us, it's very exciting to see new festivals, new events that are interested to put XR at the forefront of their programming. We are a small community that is getting bigger. And yeah, so we strongly believe in that type of medium, and hopefully we will be able to maybe meet in real life next year, either in Montreal or in Japan. And if you have any question, I'll be happy to answer them. And please, if you're interested to know more about the Infinite or Carne y Arena, don't be shy and reach out.
リアムさん、ありがとうございました。インフィニットで僕も宇宙に行きたいです。ありがとうございました。8年前から VR に取り組んでいられるということで、8年前といったらデバイスもまだ今とは全く違う形なんじゃないかなというふうに思うんですけれども、その時からですね、未来の可能性を見つけて進めてきたということで、本当に素晴らしいなというふうに感じました。イマーシブサウンドワークもすごく楽しみにしております。でちょっと1点質問なんですけれども、ファイセンターの方でですね、大規模なセットが必要なインスタレーション作品など、ちょっと展示しているように動画を見てて思ったんですけれども、何かそういった大規模な展示だったりだとか、あと、何ですかね、ファイセンターの展示にあたって大切にしているフィロソフィーみたいなもの、何かあれば、もう少し詳しくお伺いできますでしょうか。
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the question. And I should have mentioned that during while I was speaking. So the Infinite and Carne Arena, for instance, are not taking place at the Phi Center because we don't have enough space. You know, like those are really very large scale. So we went into other building. It's called the Arsenal in Montreal. It's a contemporary art museum. But our philosophy with the exhibition that we present at the Phi Center or with exhibition that we curate for other museums is that we contextualize the works we are showing. So for us, it's not interesting to have just a few chairs and a few headsets. We really try to give, you know, context to each works that we are showing. So we approach it like almost like theater, you know, there is a decor for the works we are showing, and it's very, very important because we want people to, what we call onboarding is really important. So the experience doesn't only start when people are putting the VR headset. It starts before, you know, they have to be put in the mood of what they are showing. So contextualization is very important. Mediation is also very important. So the role of our mediator to prepare people for what they're about to see is highly important. And I spoke about onboarding, but offboarding is also very highly important, where, you know, after VR, after going through an experience in VR, a lot of people want to share, they want to exchange. So again, the role of the mediators are highly important. So contextualization, very important, mediation, very important. And those are really for us, this is something we would never let go. This is part of the way we are creating and we are producing and we are showing the works. And artists, I think, it's very valuable for artists, what we offer, what we present. And this is non-negotiable for us, I'd say like that. Contextualization and mediation.
ありがとうございました。オンボーディング、オフボーディングというお話ですとか、コンテキストみたいなところ、すごく私も、忘れがちというか、でもそれがやっぱり一番大切なんだなというふうに、改めてお話を聞いていて思いました。ありがとうございました。はい。少し時間は押しているんですけれども、皆様からですね、非常に興味深い取り組みをご紹介いただきまして、ここからですね、ちょっとパネルディスカッションに入っていきたいというふうに思います。はい、あと20分ほどですね、はい、お時間をいただければというふうに思っております。では、早速なんですが、1点私から、質問をさせていただきたいというふうに思っていてですね、まず各国の XR を取り向く現状の部分ですね。例えば認知度ですとか、あとはユーザー層だとか、あとは注力している企業だったり団体だとか、あとは体験できる場所だったりとか、特にこの直近1、2年で起きた変化みたいなところがあれば、ぜひお伺いできればというふうに思っております。では、まずはですね、グレイスさんからお願いできますでしょうか。
Yes, sure. I think in Taiwan, we are in a quite interesting situation because start from us, Kaohsiung Film Archive, and also we have the HTC has a company. I think we both are involved in this field very in kind of an early stage, and after that. I think lots of people kind of notice that this field is really interesting, and we have really good a strength in this field. So because in Taiwan we have talents, we also have lots of hardware company, and also we have the amazing production company. So start from 5 years ago, and you can look back from now. I feel lots of different partners start aware of these fields, and not only us, lots of public organizations willing to support artists to do that. Like TAICA is a central organization. They also kind of supporting arts, and not only from public organization, also private companies. They are willing to do that, and also creators. I believe maybe they see there's a new way of telling stories, so they are also eager to see how that can happen. So I think in Taiwan in general, like I would say everyone are very happy to jump in this field and really want to do more about it. But as Miguel and Marian just mentioned, I would say every country, even we feel the community is growing, but it's still very small community, I would say. So that's why we really right now, because XR is really a new business, and right now we are seeing the future possibility for that. So that's why we collaborate with international partners, because I feel like we have a small group in each country, but we need to hands by hands, and we stay stronger and explore our local territory together and make this community bigger. Yeah, and yeah, I think that's the situation in Taiwan. And I just mentioned because Taiwan is a very interesting case, because in the past 1 or 2 years, we didn't really have pandemic. So everything is still like going in the normal days. And even right now, we are only locked down for only like 3 or 4 months. Right now it's back into a normal. So we are still opening a new venue for the general public to seeing contents, not only in VR venues. Lots of venue is for like gaming VR, or some of the venue is for immersive project production, like a team lab. like this kind of venue is open, so you can see the business is really growing.
ありがとうございました。では、続いてですね、マイケルさん、お願いできますでしょうか。
Yes, of course. I can give you a short explication of the French ecosystem that you saw and the evolution. Of course, we have COVID, but the COVID, we live a lot of places, but we develop a lot of virtual platform, so to balance the difference. So what's happened in France? First, on va dire, France have a long experience and support of cinema content, and he have a lot of public institutions who support the new creation. We have the most, on va dire, the most important on va dire, place is the National Center of Cinema, who have the most possibility to support and to help the creator, the new creator, to develop or to co-produce with French or with international co-productions. I think for this kind of content, we are supporting by this public and public system, cultural institution, and Ministry of the Culture. But we have also some problem like for the distribution and for the headset. But I talk after. Just the second point is we are in France and generally in Europe, but specifically in France, we have also a lot of talent, a lot of beautiful studio, a lot of engineer, and a lot of storyteller. One also of the famous in the world because we have a lot of prize in different festivals. And we have not only one or two studios, maybe 10 bigger studios, also like Atlas, Novlab, and a lot of this. It began since 2016 or 2017, and after it growing in international. We have also a lot of things in Taiwan or Canada or UK, but in France we have a lot of storyteller and a lot of studio who is very famous and a long experience of the storytelling and a public system support. But we don't have the same thing of like USA with a private foundation, you know, and a lot of invest from private company. We need to develop it, to have a balance between private and public co-production in France and in Europe. Another point who is very important, say, we make a lot of evangelization in the different festivals like New Images, but a lot of to the institution, to the presidents of the French Republic and to the Ministry of the Culture. And we say, don't forget VR content, XR content, augmented reality content. And now we just have a new announcement. Also just we have in the 5th wave of COVID, but the people can move. Huh? Voilà, just we need to take care. You have a new plan for the next years, and we put 1 billion for the creation and 200 and we can receive 200,000 million of euro only for immersive creation. It's a new deal because it's never appeared before. You are nothing. You are just transmedia, multimedia, genre mixed media. You don't know. You don't test. But with famous artists, we have also famous artists who support and help for democratization. Two small examples. One is for us, Jean-Michel Jarre, who launched a very famous concert, Welcome to the Other Side, with some friends from Notre Dame Heritage, Notre Dame in virtual, of course, and he touched a lot of people because it's very famous also outside of the border, and he touched 70, and he has 70 million of views, but not only in VR, of course, but in 2D and in 3D, and it's very important to have full access, not only, but Miriam say, with a mask headset, not only, but have all different kind to democratize this kind of immersion. The second example is from art, like Blancali, who is a famous, on va dire, dancing and filmmaker people. He make a ballet of Paris, voilà, le bal de Paris in French, and you can dance in the same time with 10 or 20 people and he can move in different theater. So we need also to explore different places because we have not also enough physical place dedicated to the VR content and to immersive content. There are a lot of, not only one, not a big one, but we try is possible and we work hard for that, but we have a lot of theater and a lot of museum who receive all this content. And the other evolution say VR and Xr is not the future of cinema. It's a mix between pluridisciplinary content like video game, like art, it's a fusion. So we need to open more the cooperation in France and Europe between all the different kind of talent. Because at the beginning, we work mostly with audiovisual and cinema studio who became VR studio, But Blancali Jean-Michel Jarre is not from cinema, it's from art or from music, and music is for touch more people that, new storytelling, if you can make big concert. And after we have a development of a platform, which is very important. Also, I don't want to talk about the new name become like metaverse, but I just say permanent virtual platform, heritage of who exists in a video game, but also in art gallery. And also we develop and we develop with Europe program a new kind of platform because we are sure that if the world become more digital, not in 2 days, but in 3 days, with a lot of different platforms, we need to put more cultural experience inside business, shopping, etc. This is also one of our purpose in this new kind of study. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。では最後にミリアムさんお願いできますでしょうか。
Yes, I will, and I'm cautious of time, so I'll try to make it quick. But we're very fortunate in Canada with public funding for Xr creators. We have the Canadian side, which is mainly a Canadian media fund, and also Téléfilm Canada, who are strong believers in funding Xr creators. But we also have the Quebec side. So the province of Quebec has also some money for Xr creators, and it mainly comes from SODEC, who is the provincial agency of funding. But we also have the Ministry of Culture and Communication that are also involved in producing in funding content for Xr creators. And it's been those agencies I just mentioned. They've been realizing in the last few years how Xr creators are getting visibility internationally, are winning awards in different festivals. So they realize that they have to augment the funding that they are giving to our community. So this is something that we are very very fortunate to have in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I think that the role, and I say that in a very humble way, but I think the role the FI Center is doing in the Canadian Xr ecosystem is very important because we give visibility to a lot of creators. So this is actually very unique, and we're very proud of that. And we also believe that doing international collaboration is also very important. And I want to just, what Michael just said, about, you mentioned Blancali, you mentioned Jean-Michel Jarre. I think this is very, very important to invite creators from other disciplines to come and play with us on the Xr sector. And that's actually what we did with the Infinite. We invite people from the theater world. So Marie Brassard, who is a renowned artist from Quebec, work with us on the scenography of the Infinite, on the like the user experience. So we invite people from the gaming world also to work with us on the Infinite. I think we had over 60 people working just on not only the scenography, but the experience of the user of the Infinite. And this is also opening doors from our community to other communities. And that is very, very important. And last but not least, you know, and I go always back to the Infinite because it is so fresh in my mind, but we learned so much by doing this piece. From the 70,000 people that came to do the Infinite last summer, close to 80% were first-time user of virtual reality. This is big, you know. This is really big, and Michael used the word evangelisation. This is what we try to do. When you realize that close to 80% of the people that came to the Infinite were first-time user of virtual reality, I think we came, you know, like we are opening the market, and we realize now that those people are now coming to the Phi Center. They never heard about the Phi Center before, but now they are curious. And we will nurture this new audience and this new public. I hope that those people will follow us, and with that will follow you and what you are doing. So yeah, it's we need to open up also to a new audience.
ありがとうございます。ちょっと時間も押してきまして、ちょっと10分ぐらい延長をさせていただければと思います。はい。では、大体ですね、事前にご用意していた質問は、皆さんのプレゼンでクリアになってきたかなというふうに思ってまして、もしよろしければ、せっかくのライブ配信になっていますので、視聴者の方からもですね、Q&A を募ることができればというふうに思っております。Q&A のところからですね、ぜひ質問を寄せていただければというふうに思っております。で、書き込んでいただいている間にですね、ちょっと私からもう1点だけ質問させてください。ちょっとこれは最近の私の悩みに近いんですけれども、やっぱり今回の映画祭でもですね、非常に素晴らしい作品たくさん集まっている一方で、例えばまだ1回も VR ヘッドセットかぶったことないっていう方に対して、どのようにこのクリエーションの素晴らしさを伝えれば届くのかっていうところ、すごく悩んでいます。で、皆様ぜひちょっとお伺いしたいのがですね、こういった XR を体験したことがない方に対して、どのようにコミュニケーションをしているのか、何かその秘訣みたいなところがあればですね、ぜひお伺いできればというふうに思っております。ではまた、グレイスさんからお願いできますでしょうか。
Sure. Yeah, I think this is a very interesting and very important questions because, like you say, most people right now actually didn't try VR, and like Marian say, we do value a lot. Like we want to explore the markets. So at the beginning, when we try to communicate with them, we will always say about the technology and AR or VR. This is kind of a new way. But we realized after that, for the audience, what can attract them is the story, or you can say is the thing or topic they are interested in. So after that, we change a little bit, like after during the festival or when we create the programs, we will try to deliver the story or the main topic that they were interested in. Like the Infinity is a content about the space explorer, or another case in our venue is called the content is called Ayahuasca. It's a VR content. It's a very interesting one because the ayahuasca is kind of the medicine like people would take. And so when we express this content in our venues, it's the same situation. Over 90% people, they haven't tried VR before, but they are very curious about this topic. So they are willing to try this kind of the things because they are interested for it. So I would say it's like try to communicate with them the topic, the thing they are already familiar with, because technology is too new for them. They cannot accept two things too new. So one thing for sure is something they interesting or something they can relate to. that's the case. We have the successful case that I can share. Yeah.
ありがとうございます。すごく参考になりました。では、続きまして、マイケルさん、お話をお伺いできますでしょうか。
Yes, it's a very good question. How we can answer to this problem of headset? Okay, so we have different vision. First, if I talk specifically of our places and from this image and new images, is very clear. The first thing, we are lucky, but we are in the center of Paris and in the center of a subway and a metro. And I say, if it's not Vr to go, on va dire c'est but it's the same meaning. You know, when at the first year, I try to have a lot of people inside the forum, and I say there is not enough, it's too complex. And I just say, I need to go where the people are. Where is it? Is it outside? And just at 100 meters from this image, you have the most bigger subway train station. So we put headset at the front of the subway, the metro, and the train station. But we have 1 million of people who pass every day. And you have maybe just less than 0.5% or 0.1%, but it's very incredible for us to receive it. So the first, it changed the meaning, change the vision, go where the people are. So we go outside. This is the first answer. The other one, say, to democratize, there are also for some public, because we are also public services, we need to help some different kind of people, and we put for short time for free. Because also we have a price, you know, in some escape game or some VR content is sometimes expensive. So it's sometimes 10 or 20 euro or 30 euro or 40 euro to depend, you know, with this kind. So put for free, it's also a way, a response so for the democratization. And after the third thing is we don't make only VR. It's the same thing for Dreamland and for Phi Center. For us, we need to move and change. So we have better and great film in VR, but also, and in platform, we need to talk about, on va dire, all the different immersive content. And I put inside this content, voilà, binaural sound, 360 sound, for example. And also we work with Amazonias from Jean-Michel Jarre inside, but with also we need to talk with augmented reality exhibition, like augmented reality photography. You just need your iPhone, your mobile, and you can share in a RMN museum, National Museum, very famous in Paris. You have a new exhibition. It's only augmented reality. You just need your mobile, and you have some artists, and you follow a dragon, you follow a draw, and it's very famous also, and become more and more great and experience. And after, I can include also, its best example is Japan. Donc I talk about immersion. We need put inside, but with maybe more storytelling. Some place like Team Lab in Mori Museum, I think it's very famous, and there are a lot of success. Maybe it's immersion, it's not VR headset, maybe it's not the same storytelling, but also you feel something, you have experience, you have interaction, and you have maybe 10,000 meters, I don't know, I don't remember, but for me, when I show it, it's very famous, and you have different things. There are a lot of discussion, but for me, it's not a discussion because it's increase and growing the immersive content. We have Atelier des Lumières in France, you know, who is very famous and make projection of art. Maybe it's not a story like a video game or like a famous film, but it's also a feeling. And VR is experience, is not only storytelling, and experience and interaction is one part of that. And for Atelier des Lumières, who is in the center of Paris, who is private experience, private place, not public place. And you have a most famous museum like Le Louvre, like Orsay, like Notre Dame, but it's a private came in the center of Paris and make 1 or 2 million of public before COVID, just for immersive video mapping art experience. This is a success also, and this is what we can do and what we can take as example for the future.
ありがとうございます。すごくいろいろ面白い取り組みをしていらっしゃってですね、駅を使った取り組みとか、こういうやり方もあるんだなというふうに大変勉強になりました。ありがとうございます。では、最後にミリアムさん、お願いできますでしょうか。
Yeah, very briefly, because I think Grace and Michael already gave great examples, but so yeah, VR2Go was one way to expand, our audience, our public. I think this is check, and we can confirm that it works. We also need to take in consideration that a lot of the people that are coming to our space are doing VR for the first time. So you need to make them feel good about it. You need to let them know it's so, a lot of people are worried, they're scared. So when I was talking earlier before about onboarding and mediation, this is something that is part of what we have to do. And that's we do that, and I know that Grace and Michael do that in their own facilities. There's also something that's really important is we need to educate the press to talk about us, journalists, and this is an ongoing struggle because they don't really understand what we do, what we present. You invite them to come. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. So if they don't come, then they will never write about you. And this is a big struggle, And I have to say that very fortunate in Montreal we have very tight relationship with major journalists, and they always cover what we do. But I know that it's not always the case for other of my colleagues that present VR, for instance, also in Montreal. This is a constant struggle to educate journalists to talk about us. And I'm sure I see Michael and Grace nodding, and I'm sure it's the same for you. So this is also something we should not give up on, and always keep on doing. And I know that for festivals, like for instance Sundance or Tribeca, and Michael again, probably the same thing. This is a struggle because, well, maybe not what you do at New Images because it's really XR, but festivals like Sundance and Tribeca, where they have a larger section of traditional film, that's what press want to write about it. And the XR section is like they will do if they have time, if they have space. So this is something that needs to be shifted, and we need to keep on working on that. I think that's very important.
ありがとうございます。メディアという観点、すごくこれもすごく大切なポイントだなというふうに改めて感じました。ありがとうございます。あとちょっと5分ほどお時間いただければというふうに思います。ご質問一ついただいてまして、私の方から読み上げさせていただきます。日本にはまだ公的な XR コンテンツへの支援がなかなかありません。そのような状況の中で民間企業から XR コンテンツへの投資を呼び込んでいくことが大事だというふうに思うのですが、民間企業を巻き込むために何か取り組んでいることはありますかというご質問をですね、匿名視聴者の方からいただいております。私自身もすごく気になっているポイントでして、やっぱりファンディングというところはすごく大切なのかなということで、ぜひですね、皆様にお伺いできればというふうに思っております。では、まずグレスさん、お願いできますでしょうか。
Well, this is a difficult one. Yeah, it's true because right now it's like for XR content, it's really difficult to make money. So to be honest, in Taiwan's most finance, or I say funding, is come from public money. So but for me, it's because the right now we are seeing the future. So that's why I think this is important, like public money should do, because that's not the reason, that's not responsibility for private company. But some of private company I know, they are willing to invest some of the VR content. Still in Taiwan, we do have some company willing to do that. So I think it's the thing that you need to show them the successful case, and you need to discuss with them from the very beginning, because I believe if you are working on something where works commercially or you are making money, you need to discuss it very earlier from the beginning parts. So we do have some of the case that we invite the creators from the beginning, and also company to involve the discussion, and after that the case will work. So they can, I think for private companies, making money is really, really important, because that's why they can continue their business. And so I would just, so I think it still works, but you need to that sort of discussion. And also for private company, I think maybe they also need to understand the situation in media right now. So that's sort of work to do, but still have the case happens in Taiwan. Yeah.
ありがとうございます。では続いてマイケルさんお願いできますでしょうか。
I would like to have a good answer to this question, how you can find private fund. So I try it, but I am not sure, because I need to looking for a lot of money each year for all our activity, and I can say it's strong. If you are for private, I can make two separate things. So if you are looking friends who have support of the public, we don't have enough support of the private, but it's clear. If you are not a foundation like our foundation, the private company want to support business who's already give money like video game or like technology, and he don't know enough VR content or AR content. So it's the first thing. We need to explain that this kind of content is the future of entertainment, for example, and you need to invest more. But we need also to how to say convaincre. You need to say it's the future of the new business also, not only the future of a new storytelling. I don't know the word in English, but at the beginning of the cinema, after the Frères Lumière, it go in maybe Myriam can help me, la fête foraine, les fêtes foraines, tu vois. Like how do you say fête foraine? I don't know. I'm looking for the term. It's like foreign festivity, you know. At the beginning of the cinema, you go in fairground or specific place, like with magical people, you know. But you need to wait maybe 10 years to touch and catch the people. So this is the first analysis. The second analysis is we can profit of the new communication, because communication, like Miriam says, a problem for us. The press communication is a problem, but you can profit and you can use and surf, I don't know if it's a good term, about metaverse communication, like virtual world. Maybe it's not the best way, maybe it's confused, maybe it's a mix between communication, marketing operation, VR operation, video game communication like Fortnite, but it's incredible that all the people invest a lot of billion inside. When you say not only Facebook, I talk about Unity, Sony, Microsoft, you know, all the invest few billion inside virtual content, and you have an issue, you have a solution. If you connect the virtual content who's already created with a new platform who have a lot of fundraising. For example, in a new platform in France, but it's not French, it's created by French people, but I think it's Hong Kong. It's the Sandbox. The Sandbox is not Unity, it's not Microsoft, it's not a GAFA, but it's a NFT and virtual world who just make 100 million euro of first fundraising, you know, just with maybe there are 100 people who work, not more, and he want to collaborate with more creators in this kind of platform. And also, there are different possibilities to find business. And also, we need to talk with technology technology people, because we in France, Europe, you have not headset technology like HTC or Oculus, maybe they are 3 or 4 technology, but we can work with mobile company, like mobile alliance company with 5G, like Orange or something like that to invest, but it's also more longer that we imagined at the beginning. Just sorry, I finished, but I say thank you also to Miriam to talk about press, because of course, when you have a famous festival like Cannes, like Sundance, all the people came, but it's variety, it's a cinema press who came and see VR, you know? And when we make specific invitation, it's very complex. My peer call, but you need to call video game section. It's not good. Art section, but it's not good. Cinema section, but it's not really cinema. And after you call technological people, but you don't understand what artists make. And you have, after, very small community of press who is interested by this. It's like not a good case, you know? So the press needs also to change, not only VR. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。それでは、最後にミリアムさんお願いできますでしょうか。
Yeah, I don't have a magical answer either. You know, private funding is very, very, it's not something we get a lot in Canada. But I think for Japan, if you struggle, you know, with public funding, for instance, a good way is to co-produce with international countries like us. You know, we have a lot of in Canada. We do a lot of co-production between Canada and France, Canada and Denmark, Canada and Switzerland. So really, to find a co-producer in another foreign country where they have a lot of public funding is one way, I think, to really finance the works you want to do. I think what Michael just said about 5G is also very interesting. 5G operators are looking for contents, so it's another way, you know, to try to make a little bit of money. And you know, and again, I go back to the infinite. I said briefly that financially it is very interesting. It's a very interesting model. Of course, you need a big investment at the beginning to be able to make it happen. But you know, because we work with Felix and Paul, because we work with time, we were able to make that happen. And this is, I think, a new model that could be interesting also for future creators. But yeah, no magic answer to how to raise private money. This is an ongoing struggle, I guess.
ありがとうございます。魔法の答えはないというところからですね、でもそれでも本当にいろんな観点のお話をいただきまして、大変勉強になりました。またお時間延長していただきましてありがとうございます。クロージングに向かいたいというふうに思うんですけれども、最後に皆様からぜひですね、今後のビジョンなどですね、順番に一言ずつですね、いただければというふうに思っております。では、グレイスさん、お願いできますでしょうか。
So thank you very much for having us today. So it's a very interesting and nice talk. Yeah, it's very lovely. And so for the futures, I actually don't really have answers. I think we are in a very like a chaos moment at the moment because everything changes rapidly every day. But so the spiritual we have right now is you need to embrace that is the change or the thing the chaos right now. So the most important thing I learned from when I jump into the XR is anything is possible, and anything is if you didn't know the answer for now, but you will have it once you just need to do it. So when you have this kind of the spiritual, I think you are not afraid anything because anything is also possible. So so that's why there's like a Marian and Miguel's, like they are a pioneer in XR communities, and we learn from each other so much. And yes, so I really don't have answer, but I think we will find a solution while we doing it. Like the VR2Go inspire us. Maybe we will inspire you guys in Japan to do that. So that's how the thing works. And it's really happy to see to have the chance to talk with you. And I really miss Japan because after pandemic, my last trip was into Japan. It was in Japan. So yeah, I also really miss the day when we still able to be travel. But I think nowadays we just need to think about how we can do things hybrid and the life still go on. Yeah, thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。では、マイケルさん、お願いできますでしょうか。
Also, thank you for the invitation. We have also a lot of inspiration, and we are also very happy that Japan organizes this kind of festival. For us, it's a good sign to develop new collaboration. And I think if you say how we can do this kind of thing is already open the new door with 3 of us, but with all the other European or North America or Taiwan or of Canada, of Quebec, it's open because we know you and we can make collaboration. After vision is always difficult, but for us, d'abord for the festival and new images, our vision is explore new talent and new creation. So it's never finished, and we have and we evaluate, we can make evolution and create new kind of festival with this kind of content. For the Xr, I just talked before, but I think we need to provide of a new invest in the big GAFA in virtual persistent universe and create a double world like physical world, digital world, and explore virtual platform, not only for 1 week, 1 month, the time of a festival, but have like a video game, permanent art virtual gallery with connection and contact with our public is one of the possibility. And also we need for the not only VR, but for this kind of content, we need also to educate the public, but also we can imagine partnership with national education, not to put every people inside a headset, but to learn history, or you can imagine if you go in the pyramid or if you go in the part of the story, you know, you can imagine you have a part of a program with virtual to have more impact and to use it. Maybe it's one way of a possibility. And the other ones, it's training. We talk about press, but also about training. There are not a lot of training, not a lot of education, but there are a lot of talent, and we need to bring together these people to work together. We imagine that all the possibility of this new kind of virtual world and new storytelling. And for me, it's an evidence, but we are not sure of the perfect timing of the technology. Voilà. Je vais manger après. I go to eat after. Thank you. It's all for me. And thank you to all of you.
ありがとうございました。では、ミリアムさん、お願いできますでしょうか。
Yeah, so again, thank you for organizing this conversation. Happy to reconnect with Grace and Michael that I hadn't seen in a long time. For us, future plans is really to celebrate our 10th anniversary next year with a very big programming at the Phi Center, but also to develop works like the Infinite, so large scale experience that are financially viable to prove the community, but not only the community, but investors that it can be financially interesting. So we are working right now on our next co-production. I cannot say too much because it's still a bit confidential, but we will be launching a new project probably in 2023, like which will be large scale, like the Infinite, and it will be travel the world. And future plans is really also to keep on distributing internationally the works that we are co-producing, trying to find partners, locations, museums that are interested to present the type of work. So this is really short answer, but this is those are really the future plans for us.
リリアムさん、ありがとうございました。本当に皆様のですね、XR コミュニティのパイオニアでいらっしゃいます皆様のお話ですね、本当に勉強になりました。ありがとうございました。ここでちょっと告知なんですが、Beyond the Frame Festival という映画祭ですね、オフライン会場と、新宿の特設会場、本日からオープンしております。スリードオフの方のですね、チケット、まだ、空きがありますので、ぜひ、視聴者の皆様お越しいただければというふうに思います。それでは、延長してしまいまして、大変申し訳ございません。これにて終了とさせていただければというふうに思っております。パネラーの皆様、ご視聴いただいている皆様、最後までご覧いただきましてありがとうございました。では、バイバイ。
はい。
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
The best time zone festival.
Now I need another coffee.
On a tout couvert. Allez, on ferme maintenant. Je crois qu'on
Allez.
a... Bisous, ciao.
Ciao.
Hello Grace, bisous Mia.
Thank you.